Hey Facebook friends, happy Sunday. Hope everyone has had an amazing weekend. It has been awesome here in the Riddle household, getting lots of stuff done, getting prepared for the week. But this morning I saw this quote and it made me think that I wanted to do a live on this topic. And that is basically our self-view and how we view ourselves. But the quote was, how are you talking to yourself? And would you say that to someone that you loved? Have you ever stopped to pay attention to what you say to yourself all day long? It's pretty crazy. I read a book a couple years ago, it might have been 2 years ago now, and this quote brought back this memory of this book, and it is John Maxwell's 15 Laws of Invaluable Growth. And I actually did a book study on it online. It was super fun, but this is an amazing, amazing book. And I remember he talked about in there the law of the mirror and how you view yourself, because really you can only grow as much as your self-view. If you don't think you're worth much, why should your business grow? Why should other people think you're worth something? And so I went through and picked 4 of the things that resonated with me the most, that I think could make the most impact with you guys, and I wanted to share them with you. And then I have 2 challenges for you if you're up to it. So first thing to do to celebrate and watch your self-view, increase your self-view, is to guard your self-talk. And that's what that quote this morning reminded me of. Because how many times have you done something you thought was stupid or whatever, you're like, God, I am so stupid. Oh my God, I am such a dummy. Oh my gosh, God, you are just horrible. I mean, the things that you say, and you may not even notice it, but that's going to be part of the challenge, so hang tight there. But the things that we tell ourselves all day, that's going into our subconscious mind. And so we have got to pay attention to it and guard our self-talk, because our talk becomes our actions. So step number 1 is to guard that self-talk. And you know what? We got to be our own cheerleaders. So when you do something, even if it's small, let's say, you are looking at changing your eating and you actually, you choose discipline over indulgence. Celebrate that. Be like, high five self, you rock. Because it's hard to do the little things, but when you do the little things over time, that's when it matters. If you're building your business and you had the courage to go up to somebody that you were scared to talk to and talk to him, that is a huge, huge win. Celebrate it. We've got to be our own cheerleaders and keep us going. So quit being so hard on yourself and start celebrating the small things that you do every day. All right? So step number 1 is guard that self-talk. All right, step number 2, stop comparing yourself to others. I have to say I'm guilty of this. I've been working on this one for about the past year. I have very high standards for myself, and so I have a tendency to see, oh, well, what's everybody else doing? And, well, why am I not doing that? What's wrong with me? And comparing, I mean, that is the thief of joy, right? We really should just be comparing ourselves to our own self. Like, how can I get better than I was yesterday? That's the only way we should be comparing, because as you do that, it is amazing to see your growth after all the years when you're just comparing to you. And I remember I was at a conference. I think it was the women's, most powerful women's and network marketing conference. And somebody said, don't compare your chapter 1 to someone else's chapter 20. And that really stuck in my mind, because so often, especially in business, we think, oh my gosh, those of you who are just getting started, you're like, oh, but I could never be like that person. Don't compare yourself. They were once in your shoes too. So only compare yourself to you. That comparison game will kill you. It'll take you out of the game and your self-view just goes down. All right, so that's step 2, is stop comparing yourself. Step 3, add value to others. I love this one, because you can't feel bad about yourself if you are adding value to somebody else. So even if it's just the littlest things, whatever, find some way to help someone out. And it is amazing how good it makes you feel. Maybe that's volunteering. Maybe that's just helping a friend. Maybe one of your friends is sick and she's got 3 kids. Maybe you go over there and you bring her some food. Or maybe you offer to help her pick up her home. But when you're helping and you're of service to someone, your self-esteem starts to go up. Then in the same circuit, they are like, oh my gosh, this person is so amazing for helping me. So their view of you goes up. And it's this awesome circle. So whenever you're feeling down on yourself, go do something for someone else. And you will switch like that and you will feel so good. So That's step number 3 is add value to others. It could be something tiny and it could be something big. So yes, Lisa, isn't that a good one? I love that analogy of don't compare your chapter 1 to someone else's chapter 20. Okay, and the 4th one that I have for you today to help you increase your self-view is practice small daily disciplines. So breaking something that feels overwhelming, again, I'll take it back to exercise, maybe getting in shape. What I talk about in my book, I do a whole chapter on this, is setting yourself up for success, is breaking that big goal down into daily doable actions. Because let's say, you're not drinking enough water and you make a goal to, you're going to drink that 64 ounces for the day, and you do it. You feel so awesome, right? Instead of saying, I am going to work out 5 times this week, I'm not going to eat 1 ounce of sugar. And when you have all these huge goals, yes, you're excited, but you're setting yourself up for failure. So do those small daily disciplines and then pat yourself on the back for doing it. So whatever it is that you're working on a daily basis, just make some small things for the day that you're focused on. And then by the end of the week, you're like, I rocked this. Instead of feeling like a total loser and telling yourself, you always fail. You never go through with these things. You always stop and then you quit. You never complete a project, right? That's that self-talk that we've got to guard. So by doing step number 4 of breaking things down into small doable chunks and then celebrating them, it's going to keep you on track and feeling great. So those are the 4 steps. Let me just review them real quick. Step number 1, guard your self-talk. Step number 2, stop comparing yourself to others. Step number 3, add value to others, add service to others. And step number 4, practice small daily disciplines. All right, so ready for my challenge? And I'm going to do it too. And I got this from the book, from John Maxwell's book. Okay, 1 is to make a list of all your awesome attributes. All right, so if you don't have a very high self-view, it's going to be hard for you. I remember doing this the first time when I read the book 2 years ago. And it was a challenge for me. I did not always have a good self-view of myself. In fact, that's something I've been battling with. And after some deep dive personal development workshops and 2 deep development workshops, I've really come to see the value that I have to offer others. But it was not easy. And some people are naturally think they're awesome. Good for you. But it takes some work if you're not used to that. So take a list and I want you to write down every single awesome attribute about yourself. You're friendly, you're loving, you're generous, you're caring, you're beautiful, you have a great smile, you're friendly. Just keep going, keep going. He says to make a list of 100. So see if you can get, I don't care how many you write down, at least get 20, all right? So make that list. Then the second challenge I have for you is to carry around a note card for this week, and just keep it in your purse, keep it in your pocket, or if you want to use it on your phone, and make a list of, I don't know if you can see that, the sun's coming in here, positive and negative, okay, just like that. And every time you say something positive in your head, give yourself a tally. Every time you have that negative self-talk, give yourself a tally in the negative. Just to create awareness, you guys, because just like anything, it all starts with awareness. And it's something as small as being kind to yourself and loving yourself. Stop talking to yourself like you wouldn't talk to a friend. As you start to look at these negatives, say, wow, would I call my best friend and say that to her? Would I tell my mom that? Would I tell my husband that? So just start thinking about that. So that's what I had to share with you today. 4 ways to increase your self-view. If you found this valuable, please share it. But I would love to know, comment below if you're in for the challenge. I want to see how this goes, and you can report back throughout the week of what you discover, because I think it's fascinating, and I'm going to do it again. I did it 2 years ago, but I'm up for the challenge. So raise your hand if you're up for the challenge. Have a wonderful rest of your Sunday, everybody, and we'll talk soon.